Mswatu ingozi thula akayithathe akahambe nayo akayithathe yotenza bakewone
This is the Monday edition of Market View here on Eswatini TV. I'm Nancy Tole, glad to have your company. We are counting down the days to the 58th edition of the Eswatini International Trade Fair, and one of the features expected to add significant value to this year's trade fair is the series of business seminars and dialogues that will take place from the 31st of August to the 4th of September 2026 at the UNDP Sustainable Center. Now, the UNDP Sustainable Center is a dedicated space created through a partnership between the Eswatini Investment Promotion Authority and the United Nations Development Programme. The centre is intended to provide a platform for dialogue, learning and collaboration around sustainability, innovation, green growth and the opportunities these sectors are creating for businesses. As per the theme, Unlocking Green Opportunities for Sustainable Trade, the fair is positioning itself as a platform for knowledge sharing, networking, investment and discussions about the future of business in Eswatini. Tune in on the program today as we speak to the Eswatini Investment Promotion Authority, unpacking all that awaits at the UNDP Sustainable Center. But first, let's get you up to speed with some of the latest in business this afternoon. In our business news, Jenny Investments has made a significant contribution to this year's Eswatini International Trade Fair, providing 570,000 emalangeni worth of free internet services in support of the event. The contribution was received by the Eswatini Investment Promotion Authority's Chief Executive Officer, Sibani Mgomezulu, at the Mavuso Trade and Exhibition Center in Manzini.
Expresses its profound gratitude to Jenny Internet for the steadfast commitment to supporting trade, business development, and digital innovation in Eswatini. What particularly excites us about this partnership is that it's a multi-year commitment. Jenny Internet is returning as our official Wi-Fi sponsor for the third consecutive year. The monetary value of the sponsorship is 570,000 emalangeni, showcasing a direct investment in the success of EITF and the economic empowerment of local enterprises. For us, this is the type of corporate partnership we are looking for at EITF. What the benefits are to our stakeholders who will be visiting the trade fair is over 9 days of the exhibition, they will have free high-speed wireless connectivity. Furthermore, on our exhibitors, they will have seamless connectivity, which enables them to engage in real-time digital transactions, digital point-of-sale operations, and uninterrupted communication with clients and suppliers. Our visitors remain connected with people even outside of the trade fair, and they continue to see impact on our service providers and micro businesses as well, because we have food vendors, we have artisans, we have media and event contractors. So everybody needs to remain connected. Pleasing as well is the fact that this internet connection has been reliable in previous years, and we really want our visitors to remain connected throughout.
The accounts manager at Jenny Internet explains why the company has continued to support the Eswatini International Trade Fair.
For us, this sponsorship is about more than simply providing Wi-Fi. It is about connecting people to opportunities. Reliable internet will allow exhibitors and visitors to stay connected with their customers, access digital platforms, process online transactions, communicate with their terms, provide their businesses on social media, and access important information while at the trade fair. For exhibitors, connectivity means greater opportunities to showcase their products and services beyond the physical exhibition space. For attenders, It means being able to share their experiences, discover businesses, engage with brands, remain connected through the event.
He says the company's continued support reflects its commitment to promoting business connectivity and economic growth while ensuring that exhibitors, visitors and other stakeholders have access to reliable internet services throughout the trade fair. Reporting, Nelson Dlangamandla, Vuminkosi Nzinisa, Manzini.
The Eswatini Investment Promotion Authority says companies from international countries, including Taiwan and Turkey, will be showcasing their products and services at this year's Eswatini International Trade Fair. With just 4 days to go before the trade fair, the Eswatini Investment Promotion Authority says everything is going according to plan. The Eswatini International Trade Fair will take place from the 28th of this month to the 6th of next month.
In terms of participation, we've received about 400 plus applications for the trade fair this year, and we've seen a very good number of those that have ended up being part of the trade fair. We are still awaiting foreign exhibitors for us to be conclusive in terms of figures of those that will be participating this year, but more or less we are reaching towards the figure we attained last year. So in terms of foreign companies, we are having Taiwan companies that will be showcasing their products at the trade fair, and we'll be also having 29 companies from Taiwan who will be joining us virtually. We've got countries like Turkey, we've got countries like Zambia, Zimbabwe, we are expecting Botswana, we're expecting even South African companies to participate during this year's trade fair, of which is something that will be confirmed by Wednesday.
And that is your business brief. We're still in the spirit of trade. After the break, we speak to the Eswatini Investment Trade Authority.
Those that are in pain must forget all the problems they have. Because the things of the earth have got no answer. But the answer that we have is all the morning. When I'm preaching here, I'm preaching to myself. I receive the Holy Spirit.
I declare a turnaround is coming my way.
Turnaround is coming in my life.
Welcome back. You're still watching Market View, and moving on the program, we'll speak now to the Eswatini Investment Promotion Authority, as for 5 days, the UNDP Sustainable Center at this year's trade fair will host 10 business seminars covering issues such as green opportunities for youth, the circular economy, green finance, and underrepresented traders can better access opportunities in the green economy. One of the flagship discussions will be the Powering Profit, Rethinking the Cost of Doing Business in Eswatini Symposium. The discussion will look at the cost of energy as a key business expense and explore how renewable energy efficiency, smart technologies, and adequate financing can help businesses reduce costs and improve their competitiveness. In conversation with APA's Manager External Trade Thandeka Dlamini, we look ahead to the seminars that will form part of the 2026 Eswatini International Trade Fair. Nkosi, good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us, and thank you for your time this afternoon. Maybe start with unpacking the partnership between APA and the UNDP. What really is the strategic vision behind the UNDP Sustainable Center?
Thank you, Notsile. Good afternoon to the viewers. So for this year, Eswatini International Trade Fair, you will recall or you will know that the theme for this year is unlocking green economy opportunities for sustainable trade. Now, when you speak to green opportunities, of course, you are speaking to sustainability, of which the UNDP really are at the forefront internationally for advocating for greener ways of doing business. So as APA, we are, or as Eswatini International Trade Fair, we are also aligning to that global move towards green, and partnering with organizations who are at the forefront, like the UNDP, really provides us that opportunity or a platform to actually amp the message, or rather spread the message even further out there to exhibitors, to visitors, through not just the exhibition, but also through having business seminars, which provide a platform to discuss where we are going to provide updates on what's happening internationally, locally, how businesses are actually, in terms of even policy, how businesses, the policy direction is headed when we're talking about sustainability. And so then these business seminars, this seminar venue called the UNDP Sustainable Center, will also have another one called Green Chamber. Really this year, the focus of the seminars will be on green economy opportunities and how we can access those opportunities and what's happening globally in order for Eswatini businesses to align themselves to these global trends.
The bigger message is to get businesses to respond to climate realities through the 10 seminars, where there will be engagement, dialogue, and convening, or rather, engaging on such issues. But allow me to ask Thandeka, why was it important for EPA to take advantage of specifically this 10-day period of the Eswatini International Trade Fair? Why was it the main platform to have the sustainable development, the sustainable center?
The EITF really is a national, very important national event that brings, as you are saying, it lasts for 10 days. So it brings together all kinds of business in the country. It is a national business event which takes place over the 10-year period. So really, this is where things like messaging, this is where things like providing space for policy conversations to start or to continue in terms of actually reaching businesses. This is where it happens. So really, at this year's EITF, actually, not silly, you say 10 business seminars. Yes, it's 10 business seminars at the UNDP Sustainable Center. And then we have another 9 business seminars that are happening at the Green Chamber. So for this year, we'll have 2 venues for business seminars. So there are 19 in total, and 10 will be happening at UNDP Sustainable Center. 9 will be happening at the Green Chamber. And really, they are speaking to the theme, they are speaking to finance opportunities, they're speaking to climate change. How can a business actually align themselves or change their processes to actually contribute to sustainability or to the green conversation? So really, that's what's happening at this year's business seminar program. So we'll have businesses running from the 31st, which is a Monday, to the 4th of September, which is the Friday, while the trade fair happens 28 to the 6th. So in between that working week, we will be having a number of seminars, morning and afternoon. Please, so if you come to the trade fair, whether it's in the morning or afternoon, you will find a business seminar along with your visit to the stands. So that's what we are encouraging, really. Thank you.
19 seminars is going to be quite the feast for local businesses and MSMEs, Thandeka. Back on the Sustainable Center, with a program that touches on green opportunities, for youth, the circular economy and green financing as well, why are these topics particularly relevant to businesses in modern day, in this current business environment?
When you speak of green economy now, you are looking at doing things in a different way, right? It's about essentially doing things in a more sustainable way. So when you look at green business opportunities, we are looking at even new businesses which the youth is coming into the economy. And as they are coming into the economy to participate in the economy, especially entrepreneurially, we are encouraging them to say, since the world is moving in this direction, because remember, you must not look at Eswatini alone, but also other markets out there. So the demand really in the market is for sustainable products. It's for sustainable services as well. When you look at services like, for instance, going digital in a sustainable way, that's part of the conversation to say you must reduce your carbon footprint. For instance, we are not expecting too much paper, for instance, at the trade fair. Now that is digital, but also it talks to your reducing the carbon footprint, of course, in terms of sustainability. So these topics are important for the youth. They are also important because there are many green economic opportunities or green financing, climate financing that is out there, which you can access, but you must know how then you access these opportunities. So really it's about encouraging those businesses that are already in operation to actually change the way they do things so that they can attend to the future or the now, which is the future. The now customer wants actually to see that this is done in a sustainable way, or to see that the processes are done in a sustainable way. So to improve efficiency and also contribute to climate friendly production in the world. So really it's about that. And also when I speak to consumption, we speak to SDG 12, which speaks to Sustainable Development Goals 12, which speaks to sustainable consumption and also sustainable production. So really the customer these days is looking for products that are sustainable in essence. So we're saying let's align to that so that we can move with the world as a country as well. So this business seminars are providing that platform to actually engage further and also see those economic opportunities, as we're saying, unlocking green economic opportunities for sustainable trade. They will be presented through these seminars, so we encourage you to look at the program. We'll also be having with in the program we will have a seminar by the ministry, DPM's office, which speaks to how people with disabilities, how women entrepreneurs, the youth, they can also take advantage of those opportunities and what they can do in order to align to those opportunities and what they are, what they are really. So yeah, so we have quite a number of seminars. We even have a Going Green, Going Viral seminar, which really targets your content creators, for instance. How can you tell green stories, or even businesses? How can you as a business tell green stories via your social media platforms, your influencing platform? How can you actually craft a story that then speaks to green storytelling to reach your customer base? So yes, it's a really packed week that we have next week. Thank you.
Thank you, Nkosi. From your response, I take that the 58th edition is actually proving to be inclusive as always. Maybe my final one would be, what I'm also getting from the partnership is that sustainability can drive competitiveness and innovation, and at the same time investment. Given the theme, given all that APA has in store for this year's trade fair, how can businesses turn the green economy, from a concept into a viable commercial opportunity?
We do have seminars like, we do have seminars like the one you mentioned in the beginning, Powering Profit. Really, it's being organized by UNDP. So there you will really get how you can power your profit in a green way. We do have a seminar that talks to green waste, from green waste to a green opportunity. Really, that's a seminar that's organized by Eswatini Environment Authority. We even have a seminar about green standards. What are the standards for the green economy? Because you cannot just have products and then that's the end of it. We also speak to how you can take green products, to the entire market out there. So there are just many ways in which we are going to cover that at the trade fair through, of course, we have the British High Commission that we'll be speaking to now, exporting to because right now the rules are, or the standards are changing. They are saying that in order to get into this market, you'd have to check certain sustainability requirements, or you'd have to check them really in order to enter that market. So we do have that. We have quite a number of seminars that are it's packed really. Please, you can visit the APA page, the EITF pages, to actually check those seminars and see which one is relevant to you. We actually believe that we have seminars that are relevant for all people. We even have capital markets, how to take advantage of capital markets, which we do not play much of a role as a Maswati Day. But the Eswatini Stock Exchange will be there to actually tell us how, or rather advise us on how we can tap into that capital market. So really it will be packed. So please look at the EITF pages. The business seminars are there from Monday to Friday. There will be a seminar in the morning, in the afternoon in both these venues, which is the UNDP Sustainable Center and also the Green Chamber at the Mafuso Trade Center. Thank you.
Gosi, we'll leave you here. Thank you very much for talking to us. That was Thandeka Dlamini, Manager External Trade for the Eswatini Investment Promotion Authority, talking to us about the UNDP Sustainable Center and some of the seminars that will be hosted at this year's International Trade Fair. This is Market View. We're back with in-house economist Anele Sibia after this.
To all the viewers of Eswatini TV in the kingdom and beyond. Eswatini TV is regulated by the Eswatini Communications Commission through the Broadcasting Code and Broadcasting Guidelines. Under these instruments, the station commits to broadcasting information and news that have been fact-checked, programs and content in respectful language with no elements of hate speech, violence or sexual activity. If you hear any unsuitable content on this channel, you have a right to voice your complaints with the station management. Should you not be satisfied with the response or action taken, you can escalate your matter to the Communications Commission at PO Box 7811 Babani. Call 2406 7000 or send an email to info@esccom.org.za. For more information, visit www.esccom.org.za.
Those that are in pain must forget all the problems they have. Because the things of the earth have got no answer. But the answer that we have is all morning. When I'm preaching here, I'm preaching to myself. I receive the Holy Spirit.
I declare that a turnaround is coming my way.
Turnaround is coming in my life.
Welcome back. I'm moving to our final segment of the show, the market analysis segment. We're joined by in-house economist Anele Sibia, coming to us virtually. Mr. Sibia, good afternoon. Thank you very much for your time. So we're expecting the U.S. to announce new sanctions on Iran. Are markets just slightly anxious of how far Washington will go?
Thank you, Notsile. A good afternoon to you, and also a good afternoon to the viewers. Basically that is what this week is kicking off to, where we just seeing markets waiting to see what the US is actually going to do and what those sanctions on Iran are going to look like. So, but what we are seeing as well is there is still a bit of that pressure against, that US bond year yield, which has actually been on the surge. And what we're seeing right now is what will what will the Treasury do in terms of making those talks around using the Treasury General account to actually just buy back these bonds, and we're looking at the macro impacts that could have, and we're seeing markets also just reacting to that. And then there is the basic again, which is around the tech stocks, and we're seeing that pullback in those stocks. But generally, at close, we saw in the US, when we first had news of that bond yield buyback, we saw the Dow Jones Industrial Average inching up 517 points, the Nasdaq Composite Index inching up 113 points, and the S&P 500 inched up 33.21 points. Opening bells at around 1600 hours today. And then in London, again, we're seeing that small buybacks. We're seeing, the Bowsers, they're remaining on somewhat of a positive, but, just slightly up, still showing that markets remain cautious as we await this announcement to come through from Washington in terms of this, sanctions package. But overall, we're seeing the FTSE 100 in London up 26.92 points. The DAX in Germany is up 20.21 points, and the CAC 40 in France is up 2.13 points, and that's also just benefiting off of those positive news around the price of Brent crude coming down closer to the 90 mark. And then in terms of the Asian markets, we're seeing Asia, they're being pulled down largely by a drawback in the tech sector. We're seeing the Nikkei in Japan down 488 points. In Hong Kong down 492 points, and Shanghai in the mainland China down 23.19 points. And in terms of the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, we are in the 117,000 mark, but is marginally down 344 points as we await to see these news that are coming out of Washington. But there's also the gold issue. The gold is up above the 4,500 mark now. So we're seeing the Johannesburg Stock Exchange also just benefiting there from that. Gold hitting the 4,700 mark earlier on in the day, only to retreat a bit. And then in terms of Eswatini, we've not seen any movements. In terms of commodities, the price of Brent crude oil is down to $91.15 per barrel, and the price of gold is sitting at $4,699.10 per ounce. We've seen it, inch above that 4,700 mark earlier on in the day, just as we are seeing there's a lot of volatility and a lot of uncertainty. So gold tends to benefit in those time periods. And then in terms of the currencies, we're seeing a very strongly Langeni in today's markets, driven primarily by a weaker dollar, and then there's also the uncertainty which is propped up the price of gold. We are sitting at 16.02 against the dollar, losing strength from that 16.01 region earlier on in the day, but we stronger against the euro, sitting at 18.68, and stronger against the Japanese yen, sitting at 9.94. Thank you, Notile.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sibia. That was economist Anele Sibia coming through with insights on the day's trade. This is the part where we have to wrap up this broadcast of Market View. Until next time, take care.